Hi everyone, this is Pastor Josh here for your midweek message, and today we're talking about John chapter 14. For the sermon on Sunday, we're going to talk a little bit about how Jesus is getting the disciples ready to leave, that he is leaving, and they're not quite ready. They're really not ready for Jesus to go. But that's okay. Jesus has given them all the tools they need, and just because they don't feel comfortable with Jesus going doesn't mean they're not ready. And so Jesus is telling them that he's leaving and he's going to prepare a place for them. And Thomas is struggling because he's like, I don't know where we're going. I don't have a map. Can you tell me how to get there? I'm going to need some directions. And Jesus says, I'm the way. I'm the truth. You follow my teachings and you're going to make it there. And Philip wants Jesus to show him the Father, and Jesus says, "Hey, I've shown you the Father. I have embodied the Father for you, and if you haven't gotten that thus far, you're not going to get it." And he goes on to tell them that if they ask for anything in his name, if they lack anything, to ask for it, and he will help them. He will give them what they want, what they need. And it's a great scripture for a variety of reasons. But I think the vein we're going to talk about on Sunday is maybe is one part prayer. We're going to talk about prayer a little bit, but more than anything is that it's being ready. That just because we don't feel ready, that if we wait until we feel right, we're never going to do it. That many times we learn by doing. We learn by getting kicked into the pool, and that's how we grow, is through this struggle of unsuredness, but having the right tools and being prepared and struggling through that and trying to figure out what's our way of dealing with things. And so what we learn is that through this text that God is continually letting us know that we're prepared. He didn't say that we would feel good. He didn't say that it would be pleasant. But he said you would be prepared, that you would be able to do this. And so that when we live out our calling, that when we live out what God is calling us to do, it will feel uncomfortable. It will feel difficult. And if we don't feel uncomfortable and it isn't difficult, we probably are not doing it right. But living in and leaning into that discomfort brings the power and the provision of God. And that when we are working through that calling, that God supplies our every need. That doesn't mean that if you ask for a Porsche, God will give it to you. But what it does mean is that when we are about God's business, that God is the great provider. And this is why in my ministry I've never had to worry about money. Churches which have been bankrupt, that have been destitute, that when we got busy doing what we thought God wanted us to do, somehow manpower happened and funds happened. And the work happened, even though it doesn't make sense that it did happen. That our work is to find our calling in God, and out of that, God provides. And so have faith in that. Have faith that the provision of God abounds. But the work for us is to be willing to follow the calling of God in our lives. So I hope that helps this week, and I hope to see you on Sunday. God bless.